views and opinions expressed in the following program are those of the program host and do not necessarily reflect or represent the views and opinions held by TCN TV Network Incorporated. Due to the social nature of this broadcasting channel, videos may contain content copyrighted by another entity or person. The TCN TV Network claims no rights to the said content. TCN TV Network cannot be held accountable for the copyrighted content. TCN TV Network is a messenger and sharer of information and strives to verify but cannot warrant the accuracy of copyrights or completeness of the information on this program.
Greetings upon greetings.
Hi, everybody.
You know, I'm always amazed at seeing, of course, you know, what our people here do. And they have taken, like, all our episodes and, like, thrown them all together. And then, poof, everything just comes together at the
We've
end.
done a lot of damn episodes. We've been doing this for so long. Like,
yes.
Oh, my gosh. Welcome, everybody. Welcome, everybody, to Here to Help You. So, definitely want to say happy Tuesday. Let me get my energy up. Happy Tuesday to everybody.
Tuesday.
So we just coming out of a long weekend for our students. Very long weekend. And we have another long weekend for our students coming up because all 4 Ontario teacher unions are holding a joint strike, walkout,
Yay.
on Friday.
Yay. Long weekend.
Yeah, the kids are like,
long weekend, right?
woo!
Yeah. Party
Parents
amongst
are
us.
like,
What am I going to do?
teachers are just going to be cool.
How am I going to
outside.
do this? For real.
So I was reading an article on CBC, and according to them, there are 4 major issues that are unresolved as to why all these rolling strikes and strikes have been happening in the last 2 weeks.
Okay.
I thought it was important for our parents to know, you know what, not everyone goes the extra mile to look into these things. They just know that things are happening. So I wanted to bring that to you. And actually, Here to Help You will be following these strikes for the next couple of weeks because we work with a lot of families in the community and we actually see what's happening.
Don't we ever?
And it's important that you guys know that we're on that, like, the family side where we're seeing what these things are doing to some of our students. So
Yeah.
that would be a good thing to keep them kind of caught up.
I've had a few students, young ones, who actually had some, very lovely things to say about Doug Ford.
Yeah, but that's probably from their parents. Let's be real, they don't know who Doug Ford is, nor do they care. So the 4 major issues are the role of seniority in hiring practices, class sizes, e-learning, and what's happening with special needs students. Okay, so let's talk about each of them in turn. So the role of seniority in hiring practices, what is that even about? So this conscientious rule, which was negotiated into contracts in 2012 and 2013, sets out requirements for school boards hiring for long-term or permanent teaching positions. So basically it's known as Regulation 274. And the rule says that boards must choose from among the 5 qualified applicants. There should be a picture that I put there for you, Selena, of some of the things that happen when substitute teachers are around. Yeah, like this happens. Okay. Of course, right?
Oh yeah.
So the unions say the rule makes hiring fairer and more transparent while ensuring that only teachers who qualify for each job are considered. But in negotiations with all the teachers' unions, the governments and school boards are pushing for changes to this rule. So Stephen Lecce, who happens to be the Minister of Education right now, These are his words. This is a quote from him. Right now, there's no latitude at all. If a parent knew that the system is premised on seniority and not on qualifications, not on merit, not on equity considerations, I think they'd expect the government to try to see that regulation lifting on part or at least removed on some of this whole thing. That's what he's saying, right?
Let's walk into any corporation right now, right? And let's see anything that's not based solely on
seniority,
right? It's tough. It really is. How are you going to go ahead and annex that?
But in the same breath, sometimes seniority also brings people who are not necessarily qualified for the newer generation of things that are coming in. So I kind of seeing both sides on that, because sometimes there's some people who just shouldn't be teaching anymore. And they still are.
That seems different.
But what if there's seniority?
In regards to now, of course, like the energy they want to go ahead and give out. If they feel that, they're not tired of teaching, or just not there in teaching, because you have younger teachers right now actually who do the same thing, who just don't have that energy.
I get it. And this is the thing. There's a little bit of I get why there's some contention on this subject, right? Because of that. The other one was class sizes.
Oh, yeah.
So class size is a big deal. In a report from April 9th, 2019, in the Star, there were already classes in the low to mid 30s, and our students could be looking at being in a class with 39 other students at some point.
Yeah, I've spoken to a few students who've had as many as close to 35 to 38.
That's crazy. So this reduction of funding could be problematic in the future, and this is how the breakdown is. So the classes increase, teachers get fed up, which they are right now.
Right.
Some may completely walk out, or the cuts have gotten rid of them.
Yeah.
Now there are fewer courses for our students because there are fewer teachers. It's some of our students' final year, and then now, of course, they're unable to graduate because they have no courses. So there's this trickle effect that could happen if not careful. So this is why class sizes is such a big deal.
Yeah, or our students may be looking at an extended summer.
Yes. Next, they're looking at funding for students with special needs. So according to the Globe and Mail, in 2014, half of Ontario's school principals were asking parents to keep their child at home because they could not accommodate their special education needs. So they also did a follow-up report, and Global News did this.
Okay.
In 2018. They had 1,200 principals within the Ontario school board system surveyed that year, and it was found that 58% of elementary school heads and 48% of high school principals made the request. This is up from 48 and 40, so that's from 2014. So more principals are making for this request for their students, for parents just to take their special needs students home, but it's that's an issue. What about the parents? What about the students? Right?
Yeah, absolutely.
So
absolutely.
The majority of the principals surveyed actually cited safety as their primary reason, and others saying that they just didn't have the adequate resources. So they just didn't have the teachers because of these cuts that have been happening slowly but surely to the education system. So National Post did a report about the cuts. It was released December 2018. And a spokeswoman from Education Minister Lisa Thompson said $25 million was slashed from the budget after the government reviewed the education program's Others Fund. So they have an Others Fund that takes care of these things.
Okay.
And that's where they made the slashes. So special needs, I think, was included in that, unfortunately. The last thing is e-learning. So education that worked for you, modernizing classrooms is what they've done. And secondary school students take a minimum of 4 e-learning credits out of the 30 credits needed to complete the requirement. So now there's these 4 e-learning credits that they need to take. The government said that they're committed to modernizing education and supporting students and families in an innovative way.
Right.
And this is the way that they find to do it. Now, there is a University of Toronto PhD candidate. Her name is Behan Fahadi. And she did her thesis on e-learning at the Toronto District School Board.
Okay.
And according to her, e-learning is not a substitute for classroom instruction. Farhadi, who taught, she's actually taught in the system at the Toronto District School Board, said that the plan is being introduced without the proper supports in place at schools, and will mean more demands placed on teachers outside of classroom hours.
Okay.
It means 440 hours of contact with a caring adult will be taken away from these students. So For students who are unprepared to take on this responsibility for learning entirely alone, credit accumulation will be compromised. And this makes sense. I was actually just speaking to Trish about this. For a lot of us as adults, it's hard for us to get motivated when we have to do things from home. This is why a lot of people don't do really well as entrepreneurs.
Right.
How are we expecting a teenager to take up the task to do their own work at home, sometimes without supervision because parents are working?
Right.
How are we expecting them to do this if some of us as adults can barely do it?
I definitely have a point. I mean, I guess it's how the e-learning will be now introduced.
But
so
that's what they're saying. She's saying that they're not introducing it properly. That's the problem, is that
Right.
it's not being introduced. It's not being followed up on. So this is where we stand now, guys, with the strike. We definitely are doing our best at Here to Help. And what we said for this month, since it is Black History Month, for this month, we are going to come up with a list of activities, workshops, things that parents can take their children to supplement some of the educational things that are happening in Ontario, because our kids are suffering at the end of it. Sorry, I don't want to say suffering. I don't like that word. Our kids' education is being compromised. How about that? So let's find a way as a community to work together. And one way is, let's give you guys some activities to go and bring your children to.
There you go.
So we'll see you next week.
Yes. We'll see you next week.
See you next week. Sorry, we can't give you the 12 activities. We'll see you in the next segment of Here to Help You.
At Benjamin Law, we understand the real cost of personal injuries. As the victim of an accident, you may be the one who's physically hurt, but your main concern is that your family are the ones who will pay the price. Benjamin Law will be there for you, helping, supporting, and working tirelessly to resolve your personal injury case. Call 1-855-899-4878 or visit benjaminlaw.ca and let our family of lawyers help your family.
Stop it.
We can talk about it. I think it's to be
Well,
talked about. Hi,
what
guys.
would you
Welcome
like to
back.
talk about?
So, Dave has a problem with Afro-Caribbean.
No, Afro-Jamaican music. It just
It doesn't make sense to
yeah.
you? What should it be? What should it be?
Well, definitely not Afro-Jamaican.
All right. Well,
Right?
let's talk about why we're talking about this. Let's start with our very first workshop that's happening.
All right, so this one's taking place actually today. It's titled Afro-Jamaican Music and Oral Artistry.
All right.
Right.
Bam, bam, bam.
I know, right? If you are going to be in the Malvern area, this will definitely go ahead and suit our people out there.
It starts at 6, so you have 40-something minutes. But if you're close by,
The good thing is that there's no registration for this, right?
Yes.
Once again, it'll be taking place at the Malvern location. Basically, the write-down is that in honor of Black History Month, join, of course, where is the brother?
his name is Maurice Gordon.
Thank you very much, Maurice Gordon.
Yeah.
Right? And now he's going to be going through, of course, Jamaican music and artistry as an oral history. He'll be going through from Miss Lou. He'll be discussing Harry Belafonte, of course, Bob Marley, right?
naturally.
And Marcus Garvey, right? So definitely want to go ahead and actually give the Toronto Public Library a phone call. One of the phone numbers, in fact, you can go ahead and dial is 416-396-8970. Like I said, there's no registration, but by means, actually, there may be a registration there for that one. So call ahead of time just to make sure, of course, everything is good and you can go ahead and take in this wonderful event.
Okay. Actually, I want to make a little aside here. We're going to skip over the next one because I just realized something. So, unfortunately, we did some research in the Halton region. We did some research in Peel, and we did some research in Durham at their libraries. And unfortunately, there wasn't a lot of stuff that came up. So, yeah, those three areas, those three districts, you may need to work on your Black History Month workshop game. We were trying to find stuff for you guys out there, but
it sounds like maybe just more private as opposed to going through the library itself.
it was.
Right.
It sounded like there are a lot more private things. There's a lot of stuff. But I like the fact that Toronto offers a whole bunch of a bag of things. So we could only do what we could. But if you're close by or if you feel like driving in, you can. Okay.
Definitely.
So let's go on to fresh fades.
Actually, go on, read it. We'll take turns. Go ahead.
Okay, so fresh fades. You could scroll down a little bit on this one, Selena, if you can. So this one I thought was really, really cool, which is why we brought this one up. They're doing a barbershop youth hub. So this is going to be today again. Actually, it started today. That's why I should know.
It's okay. They got some time.
I guess so.
Right.
It's from 3:30 till 6:30, and it's at the Fairview location. So you still have some time if you wanted to go over there. Kevin Bisram is setting up his barbershop in the youth hub, and our youth can observe haircutting fundamentals while discussing topics of self-esteem and personal image. And for those young ones who are exploring haircutting as a possible career path, it's for ages 13 to 19. You can just drop in, no registration needed.
No, that's dope, man. Just imagine, barbership, the groomsmanship
That's been around for a minute.
a very long time,
Right.
And it's an ancient practice. So by means, it could definitely be something to go ahead and take up.
Next, Black Arts Union.
Yes, Art in Sankofa, Wednesday, which is tomorrow, between 4 and 5:30, in Cedar Brae. The Black Artists Union, two members from there, Philmon and Ekal, will be doing a workshop in the Youth Hub involving like zine making, general craft, and writing, which will be informed by African and modern art history. What I like about this is that they may be going through some of the more famous European artists such as Picasso, Gauguin, Matisse, right? And of course, showing the relationship in regards to now, of course, some of the brushstrokes, some of their, some of the way in regards to how they went and crafted their ideals and how this been taken back from African history.
Beautiful.
Right?
I like that.
Yeah.
I definitely would love to be part of that.
For sure.
But I'm here. No, tomorrow I have to go see a movie. Me and Selena are dipping out. We're dipping into the city life tomorrow.
Something like that.
Okay, so next thing on the list, this is for all my hip hop heads who grew up in our time and whose students or their kids are into hip hop. Before the 6th, the 2020 mixtapes, Beats from Toronto's Deep Hip Hop History. This is going to be a cool event. So this is happening Wednesday, February 19th, from 7 until 8, so an hour long, and it's at the Toronto Reference Library inside the Hinton Learning Center. So for those interested, you can come to a discussion with Julie Black, Kid Cut, Carrie Riley, and Solitaire about Toronto's deep hip-hop history. Music journalist and documentary producer Del Cowie, in association with the accomplished Toronto DJ Agile, will host a conversation looking back at the 20th anniversary of Toronto's hip-hop music release in the year 2000. Again, no registration is needed, but for anyone who's loved Toronto hip-hop, this will definitely be an event.
Come learn your history before it was called the 6, even before it was called the dot. You know what I'm saying?
That's going to be cool. I think I'm really looking forward to that. I wish I could go, but again, I may send one of our young ones to go
There you
check
go.
it out.
We can get somebody to cover it.
Yeah, I'm going to get someone to cover that one.
For sure. Next, Thursday, February the 20th, between the hours of 4 and 5:30 p.m., there is going to be a Black History Trivia evening located at the auditorium inside the newly refurbished Albion Library.
That library is dope now, guy.
Hey, man, they put a lot of money into that, man.
Like,
Big up Rexdale, you get that library.
right?
How you mean?
That's where all their money went. The roads are still shitty. You may fall into a pothole getting there, but you'll
but
get
still,
there and
you'll
learn
get there,
something.
for sure.
Looks better than most of our houses.
Stop it. Stop it. We could talk about Scarborough, but we won't do it right now.
You can't talk about Scarborough, though. Rexdale is not even close to Scarborough.
You're right.
So
They're on the other sides of the city. A youth led a Black History Month trivia game for teens who would like to go ahead and test their knowledge and, of course, win some dope prizes in the meantime. Right. Once again, there is no registration. The phone number for the
what is this?
branch.
Why is this up?
History.
There's.
You had 2 history ones, but I think this one was for this one.
Okay.
Don't even worry about it. We'll run with it.
It's okay. We'll just run with it, girl.
It looks like, you know.
It looks like history anyways.
Yeah,
but it was
studious.
the other one.
It's okay. We'll go for it.
You can
right?
put it up, though.
So once again.
There it is. This is the power one.
Oh, this is one you
This
want to
is
put
the
up.
one. Yeah. Tell me that's not dope. Isn't that nice?
That is
I would
very
love
nice.
that as a piece on my wall.
So what
That looks crazy.
For sure. So once again, inside the auditorium, Albion Library, between the hours of 4 and 5:30, it's the Black History Month trivia. There is no registration. Please go on through. Show support. Who knows? You
You
can
can
come out
win
a little bit more.
prizes.
Plus, you can learn a little bit more about your history.
And you can win prizes.
See, always.
It's always about the prizes. So listen, we have a few more. When we come back, we're going to be hitting up. Let's see, where are we going when we come back?
All
What
over.
part of the city we're going to be in? Let's see. So we're definitely going to be St. Clair. We're going to be Brentwood area.
Okay.
And Melbourne again. Scarborough has a lot going on.
That's all right.
We'll see you soon on Here to Help You.
My name is Trish Curling, and I am an online coach, personal trainer, and yoga teacher, and your new host of Shaping Life, which is all about understanding that we have the ability and the control to take charge of our health and wellness. But we can't do it alone, and I can't wait to sit down with the best in the industry. Please tune in every Friday at 1 p.m. live here on the TCN Network.
Hello, my name is Suzette Vidal, and I am a panist. So this is my steel pan. It is a musical instrument which originated from Trinidad and Tobago. It is the only family of instruments that have been invented in the 20th century. A person who plays the steel pan is called a panist, and the steel pan, also known as a steel drum, is made from an oil drum.
Stop. What's wrong with you? Do you think of what you're trying to assault me? Get out of here, man.
Welcome
Stop
back.
it.
Welcome back, everybody. So, if you're just joining us, Dave and I actually we've started to follow the strike that's happening. It hits a little close to home for us because we work with a lot of families in the community, and all affected by the strikes and what's happening.
Yeah, I get to see my children earlier.
I know you get to see them earlier. How happy are they that they're home?
Oh gosh, so that way they can go ahead and have the rest of the evening to themselves.
I'm sure they're very excited. They don't care. Parents are kind of pulling their hair out a little bit. Like, why are they here? They're supposed to be at school.
They're supposed to be at school, right?
So let's talk about the steel pan. Where can people learn? Some of our students learn how to play steel pan.
Yes, so panist Suzette Vidal will be at the St. Clair and Silverthorne libraries for a drum activity and workshop for children and teens between the ages of 3 to 14, and as well as some of their caregivers, which would be pretty cool as well, right? So not only do children get to go ahead and learn how to bang the drum, but of course, a parent, by means, go ahead and knock that D or E or whatever note that you can come up with. Right?
Wow.
Yeah, there you go. All right. The hours, it's going to be pretty much a long workshop, which is taking place Tuesday, February the 20th. There are going to be various workshops such as steel pan petting zoo, which is from 3 to 6 ages, that is. The hours are between 3:45 to 4:15. So, a short, quick session, right? Hands-on steel pan, which is for a little bit older children, from ages 7 to 13, which will take place around 4:15 to 5. And then the steel pan workshop for children over the age of 14. That's pretty much going to round up the rest of the evening. So definitely something for each age group, and as well as, parents, definitely go ahead and have some fun with your children.
Exciting.
Yeah.
I can't play no steel pen.
Well, I'd laugh at everybody who tries. Because I can't do it either.
So I've turned into I've always liked films, but I've really turned into a film buff. And there's the next couple of films that are coming out. Actually, I think Selena might be interested in some of these. I may send her for these. This one called The Best of Enemies. It's 2019 version of this. It's actually a book, which we'll talk about later. But this is showing on Thursday, February 20th. From 5:45 until 8 o'clock, and this is going to be at the Brentwood Library location. And let's see, 1 second here. There it is. So let's give you a little synopsis on this, okay? So this Black History screening is 2019's Best of Enemies. It's a timely drama that centers on, or around, an unlikely relationship between Anne Atwater, an outspoken civil rights activist, and C.P. Ellis, a local Ku Klux Klan leader.
Okay.
So they reluctantly co-chair a committee summit battling over the desegregation of schools in Durham, North Carolina, during the racially charged summer of 1971. So this book here is the original book, and it's by Osha Gray Davidson. And this book is called The Best of Enemies, Race and Redemption in the New South. So they say the book's always better than the movie, but I'm going to go see the movie first, and then I'm going to probably read the book. I think this is cool.
Yeah, definitely.
I think this would be an interesting watch to see how two people end up in this dynamic relationship.
Yeah, if we can take it in history, Marcus Garvey, of course, he met with the Ku Klux Klan at one point in time.
Did he as well?
Yeah.
How did that go?
Well, a lot of people, there was a lot of backlash.
Of course.
Right, because of course.
Against him, right?
Yeah, for wanting
Naturally.
to go and meet. But at the end of the day, to smooth things out and make sure everybody stays on their own sides, some sort of dialogue needs to take place at some point.
Yeah.
Right?
Next.
Drumming workshop, taking place Thursday, February 20th, between the hours of 4 and 5, also at the Malvern location. Yes.
Lots happening in Scarborough. So if you're in the Durham region,
definitely cross
this
over.
is probably the best places for you to go because it's close.
It's right there.
Yeah.
Right?
I had something to say, but don't worry. Go. No.
Go ahead.
Finish yours and I'll say it at the end.
Go ahead.
So I asked Trish. Trish was like, I was telling her about the show, and she's like, well, parents aren't going to have time to take their children. You know what? This is for parents who want to do this.
Mm-hmm.
Some parents don't have the time. It's true. They come home and all they're worried about is, okay, cook, get the picnic to bed, done.
Mm-hmm.
But with it being Black History Month, I know there are parents who do want to start encouraging their children to get more involved.
Right.
These are ways to do it. And we have libraries that are offering these workshops and putting your children in front of some leaders in the community. These are things that you're not going to get offered. Not everyone gets to go stand up and listen to a discussion with Julie Black and solitaire. That's a big deal. So it's for those parents who want to do a little bit more. That's what this is.
Sure.
This is supplementary
Absolutely.
to what may already being done. Sorry, doing done. Can't talk today.
That's
all right.
lovely.
Go on with it, Dave.
All right. So the African Drumming Workshop inside Malvern, they have a little twist on this. So as the writing goes, it says here to learn to handle stress and negative peer pressure while developing a new artistic skill through African drumming. The Alliance for Cultural Exchange offers a hands-on, fun yet rigorous experience where participants will learn and perform a piece developed specifically for them. Also, once again, don't drop in. No registration. Sorry, no drop in. Doesn't make no sense whatsoever, right? No registration
Don't come.
required. Yeah, just don't
They don't
show
want
up
you to
at
go.
all.
Don't go to the event.
That makes sense, right?
No,
Right. No registration is needed. By means, it drop in. So, take it in, right? And like the lessons are going to be learned through the drumming, which is going to be a wonderful experience.
Yay! Another movie. I love films.
How come you get all the movie dub?
I'm actually sending Selena to this one. I'm sending her to both.
Oh, you're sending it to both.
Yeah. So, Selena, I don't hear you saying anything.
I can't make this Thursday one, but when's this one?
Friday.
It's not in her schedule.
She can't go anyways.
It's okay.
She has to be
We can
here.
send one of her friends.
Okay. Friday, February 21st from 2 o'clock to 4 o'clock p.m. So this is perfect for parents who don't have their children in school. Sorry to bother you. So this is for a little bit older students. This would be more for the high school students, I guess. This is a newer movie. And in Oakland, California, Cassius Green's career as a telemarketer takes off when he uses his preppy voice. So he is promoted into a strange business cabal with a gigantic pay raise. Meanwhile, his partner, friends, and co-workers organize a protest against the corporate oppression. So this man just tuned up in voice and got a job. It's hilarious. This is again a drop-in, no registration required, but it's just rated 18A. So this is something for older students. If you're in high school and things,
Yeah, and it just come to find out for those of us hip hop heads, Boots Riley, he was an MC. He was part of the group called the Coup, which is a fairly older group. But anyways, this is his movie.
Cool.
Yeah.
Don't know who this person is. I'm
Don't
just saying
worry.
cool. I put like I was interested. Cool.
Yeah, I got it. I got it. But for those of us who know about the Coup, right?
We tried. So when we come back, we are heading to the Riverdale location. We're also going to drop in at York Woods. I'm actually really irritated that I can't get to that one at York Woods. We'll talk about that soon.
Okay.
And then we are going to Delta Family Resource Center.
Oh,
so
alright.
we've had a few. If you guys know of any events that are happening, maybe you're personally throwing them out. All this stuff is happening at libraries. But if you know any events for younger children that are happening between now and the end of Black History Month, definitely comment below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Get the message out there for those who may not know about these things. If you know people who are interested, like my brother was like, what Black History Months are happening or events are happening this month. This is perfect for people like that who really want to get their children engaged into Black History Month. When we come back, we'll finish up with a few more events to wrap up our library list on Here to Help You. See you soon.
Are you retiring smart? Make your home's equity work for you. With your home's equity and our 30 years of experience, the Retire Smart Properties team can help you achieve the quality of life you've always wanted. Our services are 360 degrees. We'll give you advice, take care of staging and selling, and help you find the perfect home and community to transition to. It's time to enjoy the retirement lifestyle you deserve. Visit our website today to learn how you can use your home to retire comfortably. The Retire Smart Properties team, powered by RE/MAX West.
I'm your host, Eric Halita, and this is What Matters on TCN Network. What I do every week is I cover what matters to our audience.
Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back to Here to Help You. We'd like to thank you guys for joining us. This show was dedicated to parents. We did a show in the beginning of the month that had events more for adults around the world, or not around the world, around Canada. No, is it Canada and the States we did?
No,
Just Canada.
Yes.
But it was more for adults. This one was more driven by what we were noticing happening with all these rolling strikes in Ontario. So we thought we'd offer, because of course this is happening in Black History Month, another thing I noticed, right? So now there's more being cut out. So for those parents who want to get their children engaged in their Blackness, we are giving you guys some events. I can't even talk. I have these days. I have no idea what I'm saying. I swear to God.
No drop in.
Like Dave. Dave said, no drop-ins. Don't come.
All right. So puppet show.
Are you?
Go on with it. Nancy and the moss-covered rock. You know, I don't remember the story.
I don't know any there.
You don't know any Nancy
I know
stories?
what a Nancy is. A Nancy's a spider.
Well, nice. Do you remember any of the stories?
No.
Okay, cool. So Saturday, February 22nd, in the morning time at 10:30. Show wasn't that long. However, though, it will be taking place at the Riverdale inside the adult program room. Enjoy a retelling of the traditional African folk tale, Anansi, followed by craft for children of all ages. And once again, no registration required.
No drop-ins.
Don't go.
Don't go at all.
Please go.
Go.
Definitely.
Yeah, learn something about your culture,
Of course.
especially for
Anansi.
anyone who knows what an Anansi is.
Yeah, was it Brother Rabbit? No, you don't remember? Not at all?
I know Nancy.
Oh, never mind. I'll leave you to it.
No, Nancy, that's it. All right. I'm kind of disappointed that I'm missing this next one.
Why?
Because we'll be at the Krifika panel discussion, which is why we won't be at this.
Oh, I see.
But they're having a paint night in York Woods.
Oh, nice.
So this is happening on Saturday, February 22nd from 2 until 3. It's really technically afternoon, not night, but it's okay, guys. And you paint a Toronto-themed masterpiece at the library. Join Toronto-based artist Grace for a 1-hour painting workshop celebrating Black artists. It's ages 8 and plus, and you have to register for this one. You can call them at 416-395-0768 to register. I'll give that to you one more time. So it's 416-395-0768 to register.
That'd be cool. I wonder what kind of teams they're going to come up with.
That's why I wanted to go. I figured I was going to go while you were in class.
Oh, I see.
But
I go paint up a storm.
Yeah, but then I can't.
See, it's not going to work.
You're happy.
Well, yeah, you won't leave me with the dog
You're
again.
so petty, guy. Go ahead, Dave. Your turn. Finish it up.
So, these next couple of events we found elsewhere. They weren't necessarily listed on the Toronto Public Library's website. However, though, definitely fun things, right, for yourselves, the families.
Educational, definitely.
Right? At the Delta Family Resource Center, an African and Caribbean heritage celebration will be taking place. They stated that refreshments, of course, we can't live at all, so you go out and
all we need to hear is
coffee,
refreshments,
right?
And entertainment. We're like, yes.
Always, right? Door prizes will be provided as well. I'm not sure if this one's registered or not. However, they'll call 416-741-3000, and the extension is either 241 or 246 for more information. Pretty cool, right?
Good.
Not bad, right?
That's pretty good.
Hey, first, why not, right? Why not go, enjoy yourself, take it as an entertainment, plus you have to quench your thirst too,
Yeah, there's refreshments.
I know. I wonder if there's going to be any sour.
Refreshments, so they're tricky with that. Refreshments could mean like a patty. Refreshments could mean a crackers.
Yeah, but any sorrow?
They'll never have sorrow.
No?
They never have
Oh,
anything
okay.
like I really want.
Ginger
like
beer?
ackee and saltfish.
Stop it. That's not a refreshment.
So refreshments for me.
Stop it. Read the next one.
All right. So the last one for our show, we're looking at Speakers Night, Black Settlements and African Canadian Communities. So yes, now this is the correct picture.
It's okay.
This
it's
is
all right.
tonight.
No.
Thursday. Tonight.
Yes. No, Thursday.
Thursday. So I put Tuesday.
Don't worry. Why did you correct it?
So Thursday, February 20th, from 7:30 until 9, and this is happening at the Etobicoke Historical Society, and that's 4709 Dundas Street West. So in parts of Nova Scotia, Quebec, Ontario, the Prairies, and British Columbia, Black and other communities can trace their ancestry to the pre-Confederation settlement of people of African descent on Canadian soil. So Shannon, I'm going to say Shannon.
Sounds good.
Oyeniran,
We apologize. I'm sure we were closer the first time. There you go. There she is. Pretty beautiful woman.
You're such a beautiful woman, and I'm sorry that I messed up your name. I'm going to try it. Oyeniran. I think that's pretty good.
Not bad.
Yeah,
We'll leave it at that.
I slowed it down and sounded out like I teach my children. She'll be giving an illustrated talk about the various Black settlements and communities that were founded across Canada, with emphasis given to Toronto and the surrounding area. The presentation will also look at the establishment of various institutions, schools, churches, etc., that were part of the Black Canadian community's survival. So let's talk a little bit about Shannon. So she's an honors graduate with a bachelor's degree in history and Caribbean studies from the University of Toronto, a master's degree in slavery studies from the University of Hull in the UK, and a certificate in adult education from George Brown College.
Nice. So
she's the co-founder of Oyen Niren. I'm going to have to learn her name because this girl has so much stuff that she's doing. Education support, OYES, an educational organization created by herself and her husband. Apart from participating in conferences and workshops relating to the Black experience and history in Canada, Shannon is currently the first vice president for the Ontario Black History Society.
Nice. She works alongside Miss Henry. Big up yourself.
Yes, where she helps the organization preserve, celebrate, and spread the rich Black history of Ontario and Canada.
Go on with it.
Girlfriend, you're doing big things, girl. You're doing big things. I really apologize about the last name pronunciation. I should have done better than that. It's my Western tongue. I blame it on that. Guys, thank you for hanging in there with us. Really, really appreciate you guys each and every week, the support that we get and those who support us. We thank those who don't support us too. You won't see the thanks, but we thanking you anyways. And next week, I was thinking, I think we should do some blaxploitation film next week, Dave. Just because, you know what, I posted The Spook That Sat by the Door yesterday and got a lot of hits on that. A lot of people are commenting, engaging it because people love that movie. So I think that we should bring up some ones that are not as popular. I've seen some on YouTube that people don't really talk about too much. They're shorter films sometimes, but I think they'd be good to give people some things to do at home. That's just a thought. If you guys have another thought for us,
we'll definitely see what you come up with.
Yeah.
For sure.
I'm so excited. I have a few of them. If you guys have any ideas of any blaxploitation movies, any films from back in the days that focused on Blacks, Caribbeans, Afro-Caribbeans, Afro-Jamaicans, definitely leave them in the comments below. Guys, have a wonderful, wonderful Tuesday afternoon. It's warming up.
Just for today. Tonight, back to ice.
It's warming up. Dave always sees winter as a glass half empty.
No,
I see it as glass half full.
I see winter as cold. See you next week, family. Peace and love.
Peace and love.